Hello, Terence.
Hey, how are you doing?
What's up? Good. Nice background you have there.
Very nice posters, yeah?
Yeah, it's real.
The pillows looks nice as well.
Antes, you fit in as well.
A little bit better background than we have.
Yeah.
With the white wall.
Yeah, you guys need an Immortal poster on that wall, all right?
Yeah, we need some actually in the office. So maybe that Thunderstruck as well.
This is great.
Sure.
Epic.
Yeah, we can get some printed and sent over if you promise to put them up.
Definitely. We promise.
You can jump in a little bit, I think. So Ante also fits in.
For how long has the game been out now exactly? It's been a couple of weeks. And was it exclusive as well somewhere? Right?
Yeah.
It was exclusive. It's been exclusive for about a month before it went global. So you had the quickfire exclusive middle of the month, and then before that it was a traditional exclusive. So overall, it's been close to 2 months now.
Nice.
That's nice.
And people still playing it, I guess.
I would hope so.
That they must.
Should we begin with the questions then, maybe?
Yeah, that we can do.
Yeah, sure. This is a story I've told quite a few times already. It's so I'll just jump into it. So, remember the ICE trade show in London. That's somewhere that we used to go every year, and every year I would make my, I guess, annual pilgrimage to Forbidden Planet, which is my favorite kind of comic and collectible megastore, which is in Shaftesbury Avenue. And I remember heading downstairs to the bookstore section, really excited to see what new graphic novels were going to be available for purchase. And to my surprise, the section of shelves that normally contained all the new comic releases were now filled with dozens of paranormal romance books. And I was like, what is this? But then I realized at that moment that this trend of kind of vampire romance was really significant and it had really taken hold. And I realized we needed to get on board because this was a thing. So I bought my first vampire romance novel. I finished it on the plane back home, and when I got back to the studio, I said, right, guys, we're going to be sinking our teeth into a paranormal romance genre. Okay. I guess the rest is history. So
did you become a fan yourself of that type of theme, so to say then, or?
Yeah, I guess so. That wasn't something I expected to be doing at all. But the game was actually ready halfway through that year, and being aware of what the genres were like and what was happening in like public media, I held the game back for a December launch because that other movie about vampires was coming out at that time, that kind of the final one in a series, and so I kind of coordinated the release of the game at the same time as the final movie came out. So I think that everybody vampires were all the rage at that time. So I think that definitely did help get people excited about the product, and yeah. Secret of the success, the $10 million questions. Look, I think there are many reasons why the original slot was such a success. For starters, like I said, the world was crazy about vampires. So I think for me, timing is everything. I think timing played a very important part in that. Add to that, I think the game was a derivative of Thunderstruck 2, if you guys remember that game. So that was the original from an engine point of view. And that game was hugely popular for us. It was the first online slot to save the player's state, the game state, which created great opportunity for bonus feature progression. So it was very novel, lots of novel opportunities there. But I think also Immortal Romance was a very carefully crafted game. It was a very unique experience. We introduced compelling characters with intriguing narratives, which culminated in us writing and composing a really amazing soundtrack. I can say that because people have told me. I'm not being arrogant. And that supported each one of the characters' free spins features. So I guess, guys, there was nothing like it in the industry at the time. And players were drawn to it for multiple reasons, whether it be the theme or the features. But I think from a storytelling point of view, we took it a step further. We hadn't seen that before in the industry, and we kind of went all in on that. introducing narratives as well as the songs for each character that were written and composed in-house, and ultimately helped turn Immortal Romance into the legendary game that it is today, I think. So for many, Immortal Romance is more than just a slot game. It's kind of this symbol of nostalgia, which is quite something.
Yeah, well said. I totally agree.
I think it has a lot of like unique things for being this like early in the whole slot world. Like having different bonus features, having a random feature that can pop in the base game with Wild Desire, and like a lot of things that is like we see nowadays comes to some providers.
That was the same with Terminator with the hot mode. Like all the experienced players. You were chasing the Wild Desire and you were chasing the hot mode, and it had something else like
some extra punch to it. It's like playing base game.
A little bit extra depth, you could say.
Exactly.
Like more content in the game,
and everyone had their own favorite as well from the bonus games. So that was,
Amber and Sarah, and those were our favorites.
Very good hit on the Amber.
Yeah.
Feature one.
Yeah, I saw your video.
And it's going to be real.
Holy fucking shit! Look at that one! It's 5x! Oh my... Oh, wildline as well! Oh!
Yeah,
that was crazy.
I remember we met with you in Ice.
That's right, at Ice, yes.
That was a
long time ago.
A long time ago, yeah.
Yeah. And you did show us the full screen wild.
I showed you how to get the full screen wilds. Yes, I remember that.
But that screen looks beautiful still. It's something that you want to happen.
It's such a nice feeling that you created when the wilds
it's still the best looking wild reels, I would say, with blood drop. So that's.
It's still like new, kind of like.
That's like the 12,000x, right? 12,500x.
For the original, yeah, it was 12,000x.
Yeah.
And you, how many x did yours? Was yours?
I think mine was on a €3 bet. I won 15k.
So like 3,000x in a spin. No?
5,000x.
Was that much even?
It was 4,000x. Can't remember.
Somewhere around that number.
It was like on the second last spin, I think it was. And the whole the beginning of the bonus was not like anything good at all, and then just smack. Like,
but at that point, the games really stood out a lot, like you said. So that was fun. A lot of new features with Playboy, for example, with the rolling wild reels, and that's great.
But then we also had a nice little win on the new Immortal Romance as well.
Yeah, we've been playing that quite some.
On Sarah's feature.
Yeah.
It's really very nice.
That one was 1,000x.
I was thinking to myself, how do you beat it's really hard to do a sequel to a legendary game like that. But I think you guys nailed it with keeping a lot of the same vibes, especially very good.
There was that fine line between doing something that people were familiar with, that they could connect with emotionally again, and then also doing something that's new. So we did a lot of canvassing. We spoke to many people to get ideas on what they'd expect. From a mechanic point of view inside the game, and I think we've found that careful balance between what's something that's new, something that's evolved, and something that's familiar. We specifically chose to keep some of the exact music from the first game. So as you come in, that background song is playing, and you go, I'm in Immortal Romance.
Yeah.
And then the challenge was coming up with new songs, which obviously the music for Immortal is so well known. And that was our biggest challenge, but it's also the thing that I love to do the most. So I'd like to think that we nailed it. We've seen lots of feedback, heard lots of feedback, and haters are going to hate, and we accept that, because how dare we even consider creating a sequel to your favorite game? I mean, who the hell do we think we are, right? So, but I think I'm very proud of the team. The team have done a great job, and the team's tired. It's been a long process, and most of them are enjoying some time off, some well-deserved time off now.
Of course, definitely. We did touch quite a lot on the third question here. Delivering a sequel to such an iconic game must have been challenging.
Each and every night, the same streets, the same sights, hunting in the shadows, looking for something to bite.
May or may not know, I was kind of in the room at the birth of the online gaming industry. And I helped design the very first online slot ever which still blows my mind back in 1996. So where were you guys in 1996?
3 years old.
No, that makes me feel so old. Anyway, so yeah, I guess I've been around for a while, and many of my Stormcraft team have worked for me, for some of them for over 20, 25 years. So I think that collectively, Stormcraft probably have more than 300 years of online gaming industry experience. So the team's comprised of a vast cross-section of multi-talented professionals located around the world, but our headquarters are here in South Africa. Coming back to Immortal, I would say what sets Stormcraft apart would be, we were very mindful from the start, and I think I've mentioned this already, about finding that balance and getting it right so that fans of the original could connect with it, and new players that have never experienced it before would also be excited by it. And I think we created Immortal Romance with longevity in mind. We wanted it to not be a flash in the pan and then it's there and then it's gone. We wanted it to be appreciated for a long time. And I just really hope that, I think the biggest challenge we had right in the beginning, it was scary. It was really scary when we started working on this because, when the industry found out that we were doing it, there was a lot of commentary, and we do read the comments. We are curious to see what the industry is thinking and saying and what the expectations are. So at the end of the day, I think that we as a team leaned into our core values, and our core values are craftsmanship and entertainment. And we have a very player-centric approach to how we create games. And we really focus on making sure that the user has an awesome experience at the end of the day. So we design games with players in mind, and I really hope that players can see and appreciate the amount of kind of care and consideration that has gone into Immortal Romance 2.
Definitely.
Yeah. That you can tell.
Many months is put into that, you could tell.
That you can tell right away.
It's not 3 months, I guess.
No, not 3 months at all. Yeah. I think during the conceptualization process, we canvassed a lot of feedback from operators, from some streamers, and from players as well. Just trying to get an idea, like I've mentioned, what the feature set could be, what they were looking for. We also accepted the fact that, we're never going to make everybody happy. And there were going to be some people that we would never be able to deliver anything that would meet their expectations. So we accepted that. And we also appreciate, in the streamer community, you guys are all about the drama and the crazy volatility, right? The more exciting it is, the better, more hits you're going to get. So we understand that. And we actually think that you guys, streamers, have definitely influenced that current trend in our industry. So go, well done. Stormcraft, however, kind of prefer to craft games that are more carefully balanced mathematically and designed with longevity in mind. Games that will not just rapidly exhaust the player's balance, and we prefer to steer away from sensationalism and focus on creating entertaining, sustaining, and sustainable gaming experiences. So I often wonder that maybe Stormcraft games aren't exactly streamer favorites because we have that kind of longevity in mind, and we always get asked, why don't you do a game that's like 100,000x? And I was like, yeah, we can do that, but that's not really how we have evolved as a studio. So I'd love to hear your guys' feedback on that, whether you think we're missing a trick or not.
I would say, I think you're doing the right thing catering for the bigger audience. Because in the end, like if you're looking at the streaming audience, it's more of like a niche of more high volatility,
quick entertainment, fast action.
And that's also when people have that opinion when they're watching someone else play. But when they're playing with their own balances, they want to play for a while.
It's a very different experience. Yeah.
Let's have a few
Look, we took the volatility up in the second game in the sequel. You were asking earlier, the original game, Wild Desire, was 12,000x. We took it up to 15,000x this time. And I think, the money had to come from somewhere, unfortunately. Yeah. And we did see an impact to the paid table. And we've watched a lot of streams. We're obviously keen to see what people are saying. And there's been consistently this comment about the 5-of-a-kind character symbols are not paying as much as they did in the original. So that's kind of where the money came from in order to feed that 15,000x, which is the Wild Desire at 1024 ways with that multiplier, which can go up to 3x. So I think the way the evolved Wild Desire has been very well received with a lot of positive feedback. But yeah, I think I wanted to share that with you guys because I know that was one of the comments. Like, why isn't Sarah paying as much as she used to? Well, we had to take the money from somewhere. So.
Yeah.
I really like that you can get. I really like that there is so many different ways to get stuff. Like you have the random trigger, you can get the Wild Desire from there, and then you can get the 2 scatters Wild Desire trigger as well. And there's a lot of depth in playing it, and also you get great hits from the base game.
Like the base game was strong. I don't know if you guys found it when you play for a period of time. That base game, we've seen a lot of streamers say, wow, I'm still on this amount. I haven't lost a lot, and I've been playing for 2 hours. And that was very, very deliberate, guys. We wanted people to stay in the base game to continue playing. So the maths has been incredibly carefully crafted and with that in mind.
I like that a lot.
And it has the bonus buys now as well.
Yeah,
it does. So that was good. And that was an interesting conversation. Even in the original, you had to unlock that chamber of spins. So you had to keep landing it in order to unlock it. And based on popular trends and based on what we see when you guys are streaming, we decided early on to get rid of that unlocking, make all of the free spins available to players immediately. And then we introduced the Bloodline feature, and that's where you unlock, and that's kind of where you can progress and unlock different media, different visuals. And that was incredibly well received. We thought it would be a good feature, but the feedback on that, I think people wanted to ask more questions about that than the mechanics in the game. So I don't know if you guys have managed to how far you've got in your progress.
I mean, since we play on different accounts, like different casinos, we don't have one site where we grinded max, I think, yet. But more than half, at least on my own private account.
At least half, okay.
Yeah, but I like it a lot, and
that's off-stream.
And I think
playing.
That's off-stream playing, of course, that is. But I mean, I think the game itself is catering for the stream audience as well, with like being able to buy the Wild Desire. That's extremely fun. To just keep repeating that chance for getting the full screen, and then you have the multiplier on top of the Wild Desire. So it keeps like if you land on a big multi, you just want to go and get a Wild Desire again.
You want that experience again. Exactly. We've actually done a little update to the game, which we launched, I think it was a week and a half ago, because we saw the feedback from players were saying, oh, this game's taking a bit long. So we took that feedback on board because you were asking, do you ever take that feedback? And we said, yeah, there's ways in which we can speed up the gameplay. So I don't know if you've noticed, but if you play the game recently, you'll see that it's a lot faster. We kind of snuck a few things and we made things a little bit quicker. So the whole user experience is a lot faster now. You can get through more spins. We've reduced a lot of the kind of unnecessary animation and unnecessary fanfare. So this is where we're making adjustments to as we see that feedback coming through. So we really appreciate the fact and what you guys do, because it gives us an opportunity to hear and see directly from players, which is very difficult for us to actually get that information. So thank you very much for what you do, because it helps us make better games. It really does.
Great, because in some way we are kind of a link, like we are players ourselves, of course, but we're a little bit a link of the players to the creators. So that's fun.
And we have seen that now with our own games we have been releasing, that we see the feedback from the players instantly, and it's like some parts that maybe we should have done this here, or and then you also play the game with real money, and then it's a whole different feel as well compared to
completely different
testing it out.
Completely different.
I mean, and coming back to do we the different kind of feedback, the main feedback we got from kind of when we were canvassing is people were asking for do something special with Wild Desire, put a multiplier in there, make it more exciting, because we've done a few games with Wild Desire, with Wildstorm, so that's why we did the 1024 with the multiplier. So we think that's been well received. I know it takes a while to hit it, but as you said earlier, there's multiple ways in which you can get it, and you can buy it if you after 1,000 spins. So we really knew that we had our work cut out for us to impress upon the existing fan base, and especially around the soundtrack. And a lot of people were expecting something special. We even had we had some people saying, just take the existing soundtrack and put it straight into the sequel. And I was like, well, I think a lot of people might be upset about that, but it was a great compliment. Okay, so we knew we needed to deliver a powerful and compelling new soundtrack for each one of the characters. I actually wrote the lyrics for all of the songs, and I collaborated with my sound designers in creating the music.
Very nice.
But yeah, and if you don't know, Immortal Romance 2's album is on our Spotify account now. So go give us a follow. It's there along with the original soundtrack, as well as our Thunderstruck soundtracks as well. So we're enjoying building up a portfolio of gaming albums on our Spotify accounts, and also all major streaming music sites. So go check us out.
Very nice. It's very nice. Because that's music we can listen to on stream as well without getting.
Absolutely, yeah. I mentioned that on the stream that I did with GGL. It's like, and that's important to note. You don't have to switch the music off. This is all GGL content, so you're welcome to stream it.
How is it looking, by the way? One question with the old game now, Immortal Romance 1. Is that getting boosted now by this release, or is it?
It's funny you ask. Actually, I asked the guys yesterday. I was like, please, can I get an update? I just want to see if there's been an influx. And they said yes, they have. So I don't know how much, but we have seen a bump in the original Immortal as well, which makes sense.
Yeah, imagine that.
And that's the power of franchises, Guy. When we send out a new game on one of the franchises, we see all of the games actually have a bit of a bump as people go back to it, because it's top of mind now.
And they play like your provider, and then they maybe have a good hit, and they want to try a different game from the same, provider.
Now my discovery has been a major breakthrough, released without my consent.
I guess I'm going to say that if there was any project that we would run the risk of over-capitalizing on, it would be Immortal Romance 2. So we put a lot of extra effort into the entertainment aspects of the game. We did the cinematic win animations, as well as obviously the soundtrack. We couldn't really not deliver on those because that was a staple, that was an expectation from the original game. So I think if we hadn't done that, we might have had a few complaints. But each song that we did for the characters is also a vehicle for the narrative of Immortal Romance. Immortal Romance is a strongly narrative, strongly storyline-driven game. And I think that's also what's helped players connect with the characters, because everybody can connect with one of the characters personally. So yeah, if you guys listen to the lyrics, I don't know if you have, if you listen to the lyrics carefully for each one of the songs, it gives you an insight, it gives you more information about what's happening in those 5-of-a-kind cinematic animations. So there's quite a lot of intricacy, interconnectedness to all of that. So I know when you're streaming and you're playing, you're just looking for those big win experiences, and you click through the cinematics, and I'm like, come on, guys, let it play out. But I get it. I totally get that. So was it worth it? I would say yes. So, we won we were very surprised and very appreciative of winning the Casino Beat Slot to Watch award a couple of months back. So that, I think, was great acknowledgement of kind of the perceived quality of the product that we had delivered. As far as commercial success is concerned, what can I say? I think what I can say without revealing too much is that the game did smash some records with a couple of casino operators, and I think thereby helping set new commercial targets. So I believe that's very positive. So I think that's what I can say in terms of the commercial success of the game.
'Cause I'm not about to break down, my confidence is back. Now don't care about my makeup.
Yeah, I'm getting asked that question a lot lately, and the answer is yes, of course. I don't know if you guys have, I know you haven't, because we asked the question earlier, but when you reach 5,000 spins, eventually, there's a cinematic that plays out that is a real cliffhanger. It's something really special. So I encourage you to get there eventually. And I've left that cinematic on a big cliffhanger as well, like I had done in the original game. So that kind of goes without saying that we want to know what happens next in the story. So I can promise you guys that you will not be waiting another 12 years before I reveal the next chapter of the Immortal Romance saga. So that's my promise to you. We are currently, we've got several exciting variants on the Thunderstruck theme, on the Thunderstruck brand, in various stages of production and development, which we will see in the new year. Those will go live in the new year. And it just shows our commitment to growing our franchises that are popular with players.
The night I knocked on your door, the blood-red dress that you wore, my self-control wearing thin as you invited me.
Yeah, guys. So as long as I can remember, I've dreamed about being able to flip the script on brand development process by evolving one of our original slot game concepts into an entertainment brand opportunity that could be adapted into, let's say, a movie, for example. You would know we've done a lot of licensed brands. I did the first licensed brand in Tomb Raider many years ago, and I've been involved in many throughout the years. And while meeting with these brand owners, I would be sitting there in those boardrooms thinking to myself, how nice would it be if they came to us and said, please, can we do a movie about your game? So that's always the kind of dream that I've had. So I think you guys just need to look at our YouTube channel and the teaser trailers that we have on our YouTube channel, and you'll see, I mean, especially for Thunderstruck, you'll see the powerful visual storytelling capacity that Stormcraft Studios have. And I've had some people that we've met at ICE. I saw you guys at ICE. I've had people that have come through, investors, and they've said to me, Terry, you should be making movies. And I was like, well, I am, but just inside of this genre. So, I love telling stories. I'm a storyteller at heart, and I think that the character narratives and the cinematic win animations of Immortal Romance, combined with the very evocative songwriting that we've done, are all testament to the studio's core values of craftsmanship and entertainment. So the prospect of seeing one of our game brands evolve into, whether it be a graphic novel or a TV series or Hollywood movie or even a Broadway musical, wow, that would be an absolute dream come true for me. Really would be.
Because the games has it all. I mean, all the storytelling. So it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be too hard to make like a comic book.
Maybe it just needs the ending scene.
Yeah.
you just need to see what it is then.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's really nice when you play the game and you get like the whole feel of this is how the story is told, and these are the different characters and the different features you can pick, and like each one is having some specific mechanics and so on. Like I like that a lot.
It's a complete package.
Yeah.
We always try to think about, okay, what's the personality of Troy, for example? So he's got a really volatile feature compared to Michael, who's all kind of like control. It's all about control. So that's why we chose the mechanics that best kind of showed the personality of the characters as well.
Yeah.
But it doesn't state like Troy's high volatility. You just have to figure that out yourself, I guess.
You guys have to figure that out. We want debates on forums about which one everyone thinks is the most volatile. They're not all the same. So there is a scaling of volatility. Yeah.
The first time I played Immortal Romance, I thought the further you got, the better features you got.
Exactly.
So that the last one was the best one. I remember first time I played it. Like I gotta unlock this one to get
Sarah
the best.
The last there in the
Sarah was the last. Yeah, it went Amber, Troy, Michael, Sarah.
Yeah,
that was the original.
We did like Sarah.
It was an interesting choice because we debated a lot. Like, what should the first feature be? And we went middle of the road. So Amber's kind of mid to high volatility. And I think it was a good choice because it kind of set the vibe for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
We used to go for...
But that became one of the favorites.
Amber and Sarah we used to go for.
But the one we had in the new one, which one was that?
That was Amber.
The big one you got. The big one you got, I think, was on Sarah. I watched the video online.
Yeah, Sarah, it was. Yeah.
Because then Sarah is is she the first? She's not the first option in this new release, right?
Well, they're all available, so
they
you can choose anyone.
Taking from left to right.
But I think she's on the. If I remember correctly, I should remember this. I think she's on the left. Yeah.
On the left.
She's on the left-hand side in desktop.
It was the one.
So have you guys decided on a favorite yet?
That one with the coin, where the coins that you played, that one we like.
Sarah.
That one was
that is Sarah.
Ah, that is Sarah.
Dropping the coins as well, because that I've had a good.
Yeah, I remember you guys were surprised. You're like, we get coins as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it was.
Yeah. That was a really good addition because you have the multi and then you have the coins. Then you always can expect good wins, right?
But was that the one where we had a wild?
That was not the one that we had a hit on first. We had a 900 or 1000x on it when we played it. And that was with the multiplying wilds.
The wild ladder. That was the multiplier ladder because you connect and then you go up to 5x, right?
I think so. When it drops down, when it explodes, and then it's upping the multi.
Yeah, Sarah's got the multiplier trail at the top.
So that was the one you had hits on. But Troy is really nice as well with the wilds. There's a lot of wilds in that one, and they're getting multiplied.
there's a lot of opportunity there for wins. But, you know, it's one of those hit and misses. And I think you guys picked up on it in the stream. It's like, if you don't get it in the center, it's like, but the win potential is huge. So I hope people don't give up on it. What I can say, and maybe I'm giving away a little bit here, that the most popular features that we can see are Amber and Troy at the moment. That's what people are choosing more often.
Interesting. Well, it's great meeting you again, Terry.
Yeah.
Also spending time with you guys. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Next ice is
it's not in London.
It's not in London.
It's in Spain. Yeah, they've moved it. Yeah,
are you going on any like?
Yes, we'll be there. So if you guys are there, we'll definitely meet up again.
Then we meet on the beach instead.
Yeah, there you go. Why not?
All right.
Well, we've got a great beach right over there, so you know.
I'm in South Africa, so
that's right.
Maybe we come there, visit the office.
Yeah, come and visit us, guys. Come and visit us. Come on in, the water's warm.
I can imagine.
Yeah, that would be
Thank you so much for your time, Terence.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate your time today. Take care. All the best.
Good luck with the new releases coming. And have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye.